Hello and welcome back to House Design Inspo, your source for exploring the world of architecture and interior aesthetics. Today, we're stepping outside to delve into a style known for its raw beauty, functional honesty, and undeniable character: industrial house exterior design ideas. This is an aesthetic born from the factories and warehouses of a bygone era, repurposed and reimagined for contemporary living. It speaks of strength, resilience, and a certain urban edge, celebrating materials and structure in their most authentic forms. Before we dive into the gritty details and striking visuals, please take a moment to like this video if you find industrial design intriguing, subscribe to House Design Inspo for more explorations like this, and perhaps drop a comment below sharing your first impression of industrial exteriors. We love hearing from you. Industrial design, at its core, is about stripping away the unnecessary and revealing the inherent beauty of function and material. Its roots lie in the Industrial Revolution, where buildings were constructed for purpose, prioritizing durability and utility over ornamentation. Think of old factories, workshops, and warehouses. Buildings with strong bones, exposed structures, and materials chosen for their longevity. When these spaces began to be converted into residential lofts and homes, particularly in urban renewal projects, the industrial aesthetic truly took flight. Instead of concealing the building's history, designers chose to celebrate it. This philosophy translates beautifully to house exteriors, creating facades that are both rugged and refined, simple yet complex in their textural interplay. The feeling evoked by an industrial exterior is multifaceted. There's a sense of grounding strength, derived from the solid, often heavy materials used. It feels authentic, honest, and unpretentious, shunning elaborate decoration in favor of material truth. There's also an inherent coolness, an urban sophistication that connects the home to a broader cityscape context, even when situated in a suburban or rural setting. It can feel modern and forward-thinking, yet simultaneously possess a deep connection to the past, telling a story through its weathered surfaces and structural honesty. It's a style that commands attention without shouting, relying on its inherent character to make a statement. Let's talk about the defining elements, the building blocks of the industrial exterior look. Perhaps the most iconic material is exposed brick. Whether it's the warm, varied tones of reclaimed vintage brick, hinting at decades of history, or the sharper lines of new brick laid bare, it provides immediate texture, pattern, and a sense of solidity. Brick can wrap entire structures or be used as feature walls, contrasting beautifully with other industrial materials. Sometimes, brick might even be painted, often in dark, moody tones like charcoal or black, or even white, to offer a different textural experience while maintaining the underlying pattern. Metal is another cornerstone of the industrial exterior palette. This is where the factory lineage truly shines. Think exposed structural steel beams, perhaps framing large openings or defining rooflines. Corrugated metal siding, once purely utilitarian, finds new life as a stylish, durable cladding, offering vertical or horizontal lines and a distinct textural sheen. It can be galvanized for a classic silver look, pre-finished in colors like charcoal gray or black, or even allowed to naturally weather like Corten steel, which develops a stable rust-like patina over time, adding layers of warm, earthy color and texture. Metal roofing, particularly standing seam profiles, also aligns perfectly with this aesthetic, offering clean lines and exceptional longevity. Dark metal, often powder-coated black or deep bronze, is frequently used for window and door frames, providing sharp contrast and definition against lighter or more textured materials like brick or concrete. Concrete is the third pillar of industrial exterior materials. Its raw, monolithic presence offers a cool counterpoint to the warmth of brick or wood. It can be used for foundations left partially exposed, for entire walls formed using board form techniques that leave the imprint of wood grain, or honed to a smooth, almost polished finish for a more modern take. Concrete pathways, patios, and retaining walls also contribute to the overall aesthetic, grounding the structure in the landscape with minimalist strength. The inherent gray tones of concrete provide a versatile neutral base, allowing other materials and textures to stand out. While industrial design often leans towards harder materials, wood plays a crucial role in adding warmth, contrast, and a touch of organic texture. Reclaimed timber, with its history etched into its grain, knots, and imperfections, is particularly well suited. It might appear as heavy structural beams, sections of accent cladding, soffits under roof overhangs, or as substantial front doors. Even new wood, perhaps stained in darker tones or charred using the Japanese technique of shosugiban for a dramatic, durable finish, can effectively balance the coolness of metal and concrete, preventing the exterior from feeling too stark or unwelcoming. A key feature borrowed directly from industrial architecture is the use of large windows and doors. Factories needed ample light, leading to expansive window openings. This translates into residential designs with generous glazing, often featuring multi-pane grid patterns reminiscent of old steel factory windows. These large openings not only flood interiors with natural light but also visually connect the living spaces with the outdoors, blurring the lines between inside and out. The frames, as mentioned, are typically minimal and often dark metal, emphasizing the glass itself. Beyond traditional windows, industrial exteriors might incorporate large sliding glass doors, pivot doors that make a dramatic statement, or even glazed garage-style doors that can open up entire walls to a patio or garden, enhancing the connection to the outdoors and adding a unique functional element. The overall form of industrial-inspired houses often echoes their functional origins. Shapes tend to be simple and geometric. Rectangles, cubes, combinations of strong, clean volumes. Rooflines are frequently low-pitched or flat, sometimes featuring shed roofs, single sloping planes, or simplified gable forms stripped of decorative eaves or barge boards. The emphasis is less on complex silhouettes and more on the honest expression of the structure and the interplay of the materials composing its surfaces. It's about celebrating the mass and volume of the building itself. The color palette naturally arises from these core materials. Expect to see a dominance of neutrals. The varied grays of concrete and galvanized metal, the deep blacks and bronzes of steel frames and dark siding, the earthy reds and browns of brick and weathered corten steel, and the natural tones of wood. It's a palette that feels grounded, sophisticated, and timeless. While predominantly neutral, there's sometimes room for a controlled splash of accent color. Perhaps a brightly painted front door in a bold red, yellow, or even blue, creating a focal point and injecting a touch of personality against the more subdued backdrop. Landscaping around an industrial exterior often follows the same principles of simplicity and material honesty. Hardscaping plays a significant role, with concrete patios, gravel paths, or corten steel edging defining spaces. Planting is typically minimalist and structural, favoring ornamental grasses, hardy shrubs, or strategically placed trees rather than fussy flower beds. Planters themselves might be made of concrete, metal, or corten steel, reinforcing the material palette of the house. The goal is often to create a juxtaposition, the strong, man-made lines of the house against the softer, organic forms of nature, each enhancing the other. We've covered quite a bit about the core elements and materials that define industrial house exteriors. It's a style with such a distinct and powerful presence. We'd love to know what resonates most with you so far. Is it the rugged honesty of exposed brick, the sleek strength of metal, the cool minimalism of concrete, or the warming touch of wood? Let us know your favorite industrial material in the comments below. And if you're finding inspiration in this exploration, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to House Design Inspo for more deep dives into the world of home design. Now, it's important to remember that industrial design isn't monolithic. There are variations and nuances. You might see pure industrial, which adheres strictly to the raw warehouse aesthetic. More commonly, you'll find blends like industrial modern, which combines industrial materials with the clean lines, open spaces, and minimalist sensibilities of modernism. This often involves smoother finishes, perhaps more glass, and a slightly more refined feel overall. There's also the industrial farmhouse blend, which marries industrial elements like metal roofing, dark window frames, and perhaps some brick or concrete with farmhouse forms like gables, porches, and board and batten siding, creating a unique hybrid style. These variations allow the industrial spirit to be adapted to different contexts, from true urban lofts to newly constructed homes in suburban or even rural settings. It's possible to incorporate just a few key industrial touches, maybe metal accents, a specific window style, or a material choice, rather than committing to the full aesthetic. The success of an industrial exterior often lies in the thoughtful integration of these diverse elements. It's about achieving balance. Too much unrelieved metal or concrete can feel cold or imposing. Introducing wood elements, ample glazing to connect with the outdoors, and carefully considered landscaping can soften the look and create a more inviting presence. Texture is key. The roughness of brick against the smoothness of steel, the linear pattern of corrugated siding next to the mass of concrete. These contrasts create visual interest and depth. Lighting also plays a vital role in highlighting the architectural features and textures after dark. Exterior fixtures often echo the functional aesthetic. Simple gooseneck barn lights, sturdy bulkhead fixtures, or minimalist up/down lights, usually in dark metal finishes, strategically placed to graze walls, illuminate pathways, or accentuate structural elements. Choosing an industrial exterior offers several benefits. The materials themselves, brick, metal, concrete, are known for their exceptional durability and longevity, often requiring less maintenance than traditional painted siding. This robustness contributes to a feeling of permanence and security. The aesthetic itself is unique and makes a strong statement, setting a home apart with its character and connection to a particular design lineage. There's a timeless quality to well-executed industrial design. It doesn't tend to follow fleeting trends, instead relying on the enduring appeal of honest materials and functional forms. For many, there's also an attraction to the history and narrative embedded in the style, even in new builds that evoke that heritage. However, there are also considerations to keep in mind. The potential for the style to feel cold or stark is real, making the integration of warming elements like wood, thoughtful lighting, and landscaping particularly important. Some core industrial materials, like large expanses of architectural glass or structural steel elements, can be more expensive than conventional building materials. Depending on the specific location and climate, ensuring adequate insulation and thermal performance is crucial, especially with large windows and materials like metal and concrete. It's also wise to consider the surrounding neighborhood context and any local building codes or homeowner association guidelines that might influence exterior choices. An industrial design needs to feel appropriate to its setting to be truly successful. Ultimately, industrial house exterior design offers a compelling blend of history, functionality, and raw aesthetic power. It's a style that celebrates the inherent beauty of building materials, finding elegance in utility and character in imperfection. From the rich texture of exposed brick and the sleek lines of metal to the monolithic presence of concrete and the balancing warmth of wood, it creates facades that are visually striking, deeply authentic, and built to endure. It speaks to a desire for honesty in design, for spaces that feel strong, grounded, and connected to both the built environment and the passage of time. We hope this exploration of industrial house exterior design ideas has sparked your imagination and provided valuable insights into this unique and captivating style. Whether you're drawn to its full expression or considering incorporating just a few elements into your own project, the principles of material honesty, functional beauty, and textural contrast offer endless inspiration. If you enjoy this journey into industrial exteriors, please give the video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future explorations of incredible house design styles.